Hey, this is the Japanese Retro Game Center again. I'm going to go through my Super Famicom collection. I need to put it in order. I'm going to try to put them all in alphabetical order, which is a tough task because do you use the English version or do you use the Japanese way it was written? So I've kind of made my own custom version, or I will make my own custom version, but for now everything's out of order completely. I have all these boxes here and a few boxes over there, and not everything is boxed. About half of it's boxed, the other half is cart only, but for right now and for lack of space I'm gonna just do the boxed ones, and like I said, try to put them all in alphabetical order even though they're Japanese games, right? So, for right now, let's just take a look. I thought I'd pop open a few boxes and show you what I have. Show you some Super Famicom games. So, first, let's open this box. So, first thing you notice, it would be Laibu a Laibu, or Live a Live, Live Alive, Live Alive, whatever you want to call it. So, this one is a unique and, well, pretty rare game. It was a Japan-only release. I know some people that played it on emulators and all that stuff, but really, what's the fun at that if you're going to collect something, right? Get the original one. So, I got it. And here it is. Here's the box. If you're familiar with the story, well, the stories, right? There's a handful of stories, the Wild West and futuristic and prehistoric. Just to name a few, and the stories kind of all blend together. You can choose which ones you want to do. It's a really great RPG by Squaresoft. I can't say I'm much of an RPG person, but it's definitely worth checking out. Live Alive. I got some manuals in here. Oh, okay. Epoch. J-League registration card. Find a good place for that. Next, we have... Ooh, Japanese game. I believe that's Mahjong, right? That's one of the Shin Mahjong, huh? Konami makes this game, so that's probably a Japanese-only game, and there's a good reason for that. Alright, what's next? 3D Baseball. Super 3D Baseball. Yeah, look at that 3D graphics right there. It looks like a great game, huh? So, if you're going to collect them, I'm trying to collect all the Super Famicom games, so we got to collect these baseball games too. So, Super Harikiri Stadium. So, just updated graphics from the Famicom versions. What else? Ooh, alright. Hello Kitty. Smash Ball. I just sold one of these in the cart version not that long ago, actually. So, there are people collecting it. You know, it is Hello Kitty, right? Everybody loves Hello Kitty nowadays. So, worldwide trend there. So, it's very interesting to have that kind of game. What else? Fighter's History. So, I think this was all over as well. So, just another fighting game. And what else? Of course, Beat-A-Man. Alright, so this box had a character with it too, but unfortunately I don't have the character. So that's a little bit different box. So you can, if you can tell, you can kind of compare. It's a little bit, it's actually a little bit wider than the normal Super Famicom box. So by the way, for the boxes, believe it or not, they still sell video cases. There, I have it right here. So, buy these at the dollar shop, and yes, they are $1. Well, the equivalent to it at 100 yen plus tax. So, they work really good for Super Famicom games, and put them in there nice and neat. Just have to be careful with those little tabs on the end, but otherwise, they're perfect for it. So, that's one box. Let's see what else we can pull up. Open box 2 of random Super Famicom goodness. Oh, Mickey. Alright. So, Mickey's Magical Adventure. So, for anybody who likes to collect Disney stuff as well as Super Famicom, this is a great one. and also by Capcom. Capcom does pretty well with their Disney games. So, ooh. And when you collect Japanese games, you're going to run into a lot of these pachinko simulation games, pachisro as they say. So, what is pachinko? It's basically a combination of slot and pinball. Put it together and turn it into gambling, and yeah, it's quite an obsession over here. So there's a lot of these games out there for Super Famicom. So that's one of them. Hercules no Eiko, right? So that's the Super Famicom version. There were two for Famicom, and this is the Super Famicom one, the third one. Just your typical RPG, more or less, really. Another thing, Japan has a big golf obsession, so there's lots of golf games. Augusta Masters, right? So there's golf game. These games are a lot. The San Gokushi, I believe, is how it's spelled or pronounced. So the war, the Japanese war, Warring States era simulation games. There's a lot of these out there too. So this is one of those. What else? All right, the other shogi, right? There's like mahjong and shogi, some of the old school Japanese games, right? So there's a few of those. Hat Trick Hero. Japan, of course, has a big soccer obsession right after baseball. So there's a lot of soccer games, and this is one of those. And what do we have? So Hara Peko Baka, right? So be careful the pronunciation on that one. So this one was a bunch of mini games and puzzle games based off of the series, I believe. So that's that one. Alright, moving on. So if you're in Japan, you're going to run into Gundam games or the robot-esque battle games, Super Robot Tyson EX, right? So Banpresto, right? You'll see a lot of those later. Another golf game, St. Andrews. What else? Baseball, right? You kind of pick up the trend where this is going, right? Hybrid Wrestler. Oh, this is by Technos, right? The Kunio-kun guys. So, here's a unique wrestling game. Professional wrestling, of course, is very popular over here. So there's a lot of those games as well. Super Kickoff. Okay, soccer. Alright, this was the Momotaro Densetsu, right? Yeah, the Shin Momotaro Densetsu. So, lots of Momotaro games. Usually the typical Momotaro games are about the trains, kind of like the Game of Life, like a board game, where you use your train to go across Japan. But this one is an actual RPG. So, there you go. Sangoku 2, I think we've seen that before. And I have another Augusta, right? Another Augusta golf game, right? And the other reason I'm doing this is I have to check for doubles. I don't think I've seen any yet. Alright, this is the Beppin one, right? Alright, a little bit of fan service with the girls here, and kind of a school simulation. I don't know if I would call it a dating sim, but I might fit it in that category anyway. So, good looking anime girls, right? So, let's do one more box and call it a day. So, next, what do we have? Okay, Super Family Circuit. So, not to be confused with the Nintendo family stuff, Namco, or Namcot, as they were calling it in Japan back in the day for the for video games, they had their family series, Family Boxing, Family Jockey, Family Mahjong, and of course, Family Circuit. So, this is the updated, well, if you can take a look at the pictures, I don't know how updated you want to call it, but the updated version of Family Circuit. Populous. So I think a lot of you guys know Populous. So here's Populous 2 boxed. Okay. Pachinko Wars. Alright, so another Pachinko game. NBA. So winning dunk, right? Not winning 11, but winning dunk. So there's an NBA game. There we go. Bulls versus Suns 94. So another NBA game. EA Sports did that one. Here is Mahjong, but this time it might be worth buying because, oh, there's beautiful anime girls to go with it. So maybe it's worth playing. Another Pachinko game. Another, let's see, Super Robot. Right? Super Robot Tyson, right? The third one in this series. So Gundam, but it's, you know, typical like RPG strategy sort of deal. And one more. Ooh, D&D, Eye of the Beholder. So yes, they did have this in Japan too. So there you go. So I didn't get into a whole lot of the really good games I have. These are just part of the collection. So next I'm going to try to organize them. And yeah, I have quite the task ahead of me. So little by little, we'll try to organize them. So that's all for today. So later on.